2023 Open is right around the corner, and in this video, I'm going to share some tips that will help you compete at your best and have fun doing it. These tips apply whether this is your first time competing in the Open or whether you've done it for years. The CrossFit Open is a great way to test your skills and measure your progress, so if you're planning on competing this year, here's a few tips that'll help you perform at your best. First, make sure you set a goal going into the Open of what you're looking to get out of it. Why are you doing the Open? What do you want to get from the experience? Where do you hope to fall within the rankings? Goal setting is very personal and is kind of dependent on where you're at in your fitness journey. If you're just starting out with CrossFit, your goal, in my opinion, should be to just complete every workout, submit your score, and just have fun doing it. Get the experience, be a part of your community, and just enjoy the process. If you're more intermediate and you've been doing CrossFit for a few years, your goal should be to be completing all of the workouts as prescribed. Even if there's movements or weights that you don't quite have yet, like muscle ups or handstand walk, the Open is structured in a way where you can complete most of the workout, and then the higher skill or heavier barbells end up towards the end of the workout. If you have a few years of CrossFit under your belt and you've done the Open a few times, you can do all the workouts RX, then your goal should be to qualify for the next stage of competition, the quarterfinals. Again, goals are personal, and you can do the Open every year just for fun. It doesn't have to be a serious competition. But the longer you get into it, the more you may want to push to see how far you can really get in this thing. Whatever your goal is going into the Open, make sure that that remains the focus for all 3 weeks of competition. Too often I see people who sign up for the Open looking to just have fun and be a part of their community, only to get into the second week and they're retesting workouts and missing the point. So stick to your goals going in. Don't let other people in your gym or on the internet project their goals onto you. Next, you need to be consistent with your training leading up to and throughout the Open. Consistency is key when you're trying to perform at your best, so set up a routine that is manageable and repeatable week after week, even when the Open starts. Common training schedule that most people adhere to is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They rest Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and rest Sunday. But of course, if you have other life stuff going on, you have work, you have kids, you may have to adjust that schedule to make it work in your life. Sometimes I see people that stop training at their regular cadence as soon as the workouts start to get announced, or they'll start to taper off their training a little too early. A lot of this, in my opinion, comes from a fear of being too sore for the day of competition. And in my experience, feeling sore is not a great indicator of how you'll perform. While you want to be rested for the day of competition, if you take too many days off, it can be more of a detriment that you're off your normal cycle than if you're a little bit sore the day of the competition. Another reason people get off cadence with their training during the Open is because they want to retest workouts. If you have to redo a workout on a Sunday or a Monday, it's going to throw off your whole week, and then in week 2 and week 3, you're going to be off your cadence and you're going to have to take extra rest days to kind of accommodate that training. A question that I get a lot is, should I redo the workouts? And the short answer is no. In my opinion, the majority of people completing the Open workouts should only complete them once. The exception to this is if you think that you're on the cusp of qualifying for the next stage of competition and you need to get every point you possibly can. And even in this situation, you should really only redo the workout if something is going to change, you're going to attack it with a different strategy. I don't think that just going in for a second time and saying, oh, I'm going to do it harder, I'm going to go harder this time. I don't think that is a reasonable expectation, because usually you get a few minutes into the workout and then you start to doubt yourself about whether you can actually go harder the second time around, and then you're just wasting your time and again getting off of your normal training schedule. In 2017, they came out with a workout that was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 dumbbell snatches with the 50 and 15 burpee box jump overs in between each set. And in that workout, I retested it because that was the first time that we'd really seen a dumbbell snatch in the Open or in CrossFit workouts in general. And I did the whole workout and set the dumbbell down on the ground, switching my hands every single time, and I didn't get a very good score. I was getting coached at the time, and my coach was like, you have to redo that, right? Try to hang on to the dumbbell. And so, a couple days of practice and, working on the transition of switching the dumbbell from hand to hand, I retested the workout a couple days later, and I had one of the top 100 scores in my region at the time, and that was a totally valuable reason to redo the workout. But again, I wouldn't just say, oh, I'm going to go harder the second time around, because chances are you won't. In general, competition or not, The more consistent you can be with your training, the better off you'll be. Nutrition is the foundation of health and fitness, and if you want to get the most out of your body, you really need to pay attention to what you're putting into your body. The choices you make for your food will determine whether you feel light or heavy. If you eat something that's like super greasy or fried, it's going to make you feel sluggish and slow, especially during competition, and that's not what you want. In general, you should be focused on the quality of the food that you're putting in your body, and you should be eating a diet that is balanced and allows you to achieve your goals. If you're happy with the weight that you're currently at, in general, you should be trying to eat enough food to support your training and your recovery. If you start to increase your training volume or your intensity because competition season, then you should likely also increase your calories along with that. Training is a stress on your body, and competing adds even another layer of stress to that equation. So just take that into consideration during the 3 weeks of the Open. If you start to feel like your body's having a hard time recovering from the workouts, instead of dialing back on the training, I would suggest increasing the activities that you're doing to recover from training. More sleep, more food, more stretching and recovery. You can even try cold therapy like ice baths or cryotherapy. Make sure you get some food in your body a few hours before you're doing the workout. That way you're not running on fumes when you're trying to compete. And immediately following your workout, you should be looking to start that recovery process. Try to get some protein in and a little bit of carbohydrates. Shakes and bars are fine, but you should be looking to get a real meal in as soon as you can. Lastly, alcohol. Alcohol is a poison in your body, and when you're trying to perform at your best and you're asking your body to process a poison, then it's going to make it more challenging for you to feel good and to compete at your best. So I'm not here to tell you to abstain from alcohol, but especially if you want to make it to the higher levels of competition, it would be smart. Your mindset is huge, and going into each workout and each week with a positive winning mindset can really make a difference. Having a positive mindset begins with preparation. So if you did the first 3 things that I mentioned in this video, then you should feel much more prepared for the Open, which will then give you more confidence going into these workouts that you can achieve great things. Having a mindfulness practice can also really help you center yourself and remain focused on your goals. Meditation or journaling in the morning or night can be a really effective way to stay focused and stay calm when things get tough. In general, if you want to get the best out of your performance from the 2023 Open, you really need to live the lifestyle. This is an oversimplification of what it takes outside of the gym, but try to look at the people who are at the level that you're looking to achieve and try to replicate what they're doing in their lifestyles. The athletes who make it to the CrossFit Games are not going out on the weekend and partying and drinking their face off, and they're not staying up late playing Call of Duty or watching Netflix. That being said, this all comes back to the first point, which is, what is your goal? If your goal is just to have fun, then don't overstress about this competition. It should be a fun thing for the majority of people. It should be a community bonding time, and it should be a really positive thing in your life. If you truly want to take your game to the next level and make it to the next stages of competition, then you need to take a critical look at your life and make sure that your actions are aligned with your goals. If you need help with your training, your nutrition, or making this thing a part of your lifestyle, you can apply for coaching. I'll put the link down in the description. Lastly, have fun with the 3 weeks of the Open and don't stress out too much about it. The Open is a great opportunity for you to challenge yourself, test your skills, and be a part of the larger CrossFit community and be a part of the community in your gym. So don't miss out on that. I hope these tips help you in the 2023 Open. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Good luck, have fun, and I'll talk to you soon.